Hey Virgos, I hope you're doing well. I'm going to do a reading here for the end of the year 2022. I hope you've had a good year so far. We have a new moon coming up in Sagittarius, which could be important for you. I would definitely look into that. Sagittarians are about learning philosophy, how to make your next step. Is something that they think about a lot. And for you Virgos, you're the ones who analyze, and sometimes you over-analyze. So that can be a challenge for you. So I think if you're really trying to learn something, I think what you should do is really sit in yourself and figure out, what do I need to learn to move forward in my life to make things better, right? Just think about that. All right, so Virgos, let's see what we have in store for you for the end of the year. I will go through this reading, the placement of the cards and everything as I go through it. So let me just lay them out first. Oh, Virgo. Ooh, this card wanted to come out, but I'm gonna put it back here. Ooh, a lot of cards. Too many cards. Here we go, Virgo. I feel like one tipped over in there. Maybe not. Ah, yes, that one did. I knew something happened. All right. Wow. These cards are really very excited right now. For tarot readers, you'll know what I mean by that. Jeez, I cannot. These cards just want to go flying. Please, 1 minute. Let me grab all these. Okay, here we go, guys. We're gonna do this. Technical difficulties. All right, Virgo. End of year 2022. All right, let's just stop. Here we go. So in this first row, you're gonna have things that have been going on this year already. So the past, what's been going on for you. And then what's happening now in the present moment. Cool. And then in the future, what's coming towards you, right? All right. Excellent. So you have a mix of cards here, a little bit of everything. So in the past here, you have the Ten of Wands, you have the Empress, and you have the Knight of Coins. So when I think of the Ten of Wands, this is absolutely one of Sagittarius's cards. And it's kind of about knowing what you need to release. Like, you've learned a lot, right? And you know what no longer serves you. And so this year, maybe you've been thinking about, or I'm probably speculating here, and I imagine that you've been thinking about what you need to release. Because the next card you have is the Empress, and this is, the card of Venus. It's controlled, it's controlled by the signs of Libra and Taurus. And it's all about abundance. It's about having enough. It's about childbirth. It's about really just sitting in yourself, in that feminine part of yourself. And it's highly possible that there was a birth this year for you in your family. That's definitely something that's coming up here. You also have the Knight of Coins, and very earthly energy, the slowest moving knight, right? And kind of like slowly trugging along to something, a goal that you have. And I'm kind of seeing with this Ten of Wands that the reason you're moving so slowly, I think, is because you haven't fully embraced this Empress energy yet. And the reason because of that is because you haven't been able to fully release things that are no longer serving you. And I feel like you're on your way to do that, and you have the possibilities to do that by the end of the year based on the cards that I see here. Now, in the next row, things that are going on right now for you, you have the Six of Coins, which is the Moon in Taurus. And I'm really getting a lot of, it's a very strong card, right? The Moon is the part that complicates it. because Taurus really wants stability. And with this moon card, it can be, you know, you're expecting to reap some rewards from something you put out into the universe. And, or you are waiting to put something out into the universe. And you want to make sure that what you're putting out is real and not fake. Because the next card here is Strength. It's Leo's card. And this is the card that it's pure. This is pure, right? It's not fake. It's being in your strength, being grounded, being able to tame those inner parts of yourself that are just like wild, right? And out of control. Because there seems to be a little bit of illusion going on with the Six of Coins. You're a little bit unsure. You're feeling unsure. And there is like this, you're feeling this sense of like you're waiting for some sort of, you're waiting for something to come in. But the thing is that I'm now realizing that in the past here, with this Ten of Wands, you're needing to really release something. And I don't think that you've done it yet. Because in the future here, you have the Nine of Wands, which is the card that comes before the 10, obviously. So it's like you're really getting close to that completion. But like I said, this is another card of Sagittarius, the Nine of Wands. And this is the card of the Moon in Sagittarius, which means you're not fully aware yet of what you need to release. And you really want to be, you're trying to be strong, but I feel like that strength, you're not really connected to your inner strength right now. You might be connected to some of the feminine parts of yourself, but strength requires connection to both our masculine and our feminine sides. So you might want to just think about that a little bit. And after the Nine of Wands here, you have the card of healing, which is the Four of Swords. You know, you're healing from emotional wounds, from things that people said to you or things that you've been saying to yourself that are just not like serving you anymore, right? And you're wanting this healing and you're wanting to celebrate the Three of Cups, right? Like I feel like you have all these things that you want in your life and you're trying to achieve them, but you know there's some healing that needs to happen first for you to achieve that. And that's kind of that's tough energy because you're really wanting to move forward here. But there's something to do with your emotions I'm getting with this Three of Cups that's holding you back from fully embracing this Empress and this Strength card. Now, I say those two cards in particular because those are the major arcana that I see right now. I'm wondering if this is another major right here on the top. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over now because it's going to be the card that connects everything, this whole story together. And it's not a major, it's the Seven of Swords, which is, you know, that's interesting. This definitely ties it all together now. It's another card of the Moon, and this one's the Moon in Aquarius, and it can be about your intellect and your wisdom. But the thing is that it can be the card of kind of like shadowy, like doing things behind the scenes, and people really want to know what's going on with you, and you feel like you're being sneaky because you're not really telling people about what's happening. But you are going through this transformational healing experience right now. And I feel like this energy it's really a struggle for you right now, Virgo, this Seven of Swords energy. Like you want to be expressive, but you're just not sure how to do it yet. And I'm wondering if the universe has some advice, if tarot has some advice for you. And the advice is going to be at the bottom of this deck. So let's see what that is. Big surprise, the Eight of Swords. This is that protective bubble, right, that you have around yourself to protect you from the things that other people are saying. And the thing is that you're not even really looking at what everyone else is saying because that bubble is so strong and you're literally like turned away from it, what you should be looking at, right? So you don't even have the ability to really see it. You're blinded. Like in Waite Smith deck, this woman has a blindfold on, and you know, in order for us to really see how people's words and actions affect us, we have to actually look at the situation for what it is. And we might be talking to ourselves really negatively right now. So definitely some challenging energy for you, Virgo. You know, I think earth signs are stubborn, right? And it can be hard for us to change because we need to come to these decisions ourselves. We're not really going to listen to other people. I'm an earth sign, so I get it. But you're going to need to kind of flip it here, right? And think about how you can heal at this time. Now I'm going to pick one more card. This is going to be your moon card. And this is going to be what the moon has for you for the end of the year. What advice does the moon have for Virgo? This one. All right. Conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. Now we had this full moon eclipse back on the 8th of November. And there may have been something that happened around that eclipse time, something that you became aware of, that you maybe hadn't been thinking about before. And this is going to be the key to this 10 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the healing represented by the 4 of Swords. Whatever this thing is that happened on the 8th, it could have been like a burst of enlightenment or something someone said to you, a stranger possibly, someone you're not familiar with, that just was like, hey, have you thought about this before? Could have been something you watched on TV or heard on a podcast. Like it could be anything, right? But something around the 8th or on the 8th happened, and I think the moon card is telling you to think about that day right now. And think about it. All right, Virgo, it's been a pleasure. I hope to have some more readings by the end of the year. And I hope you have a really great end of your year. Thank you, Virgo.